Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back to another video on Modern Warships. I'm the Unknown. I am currently outside touching grass right now again, but you guys want me to roast the missiles. So I'm going to roast the missiles, okay? And I'm going to start off with the... Let me see here. What do we got? Here's a good start. The Happy Swarmer. If you use this missile, bro, what are you doing, dude? Do you not realize that there's better missiles? Like, there's better rare missiles? Like, why do you use this? If you use this, the GTX 690, you have to be the gayest player in the game. I'm sorry. You use this thing to troll people a lot. You use this missile to piss people off. If you use the Swarmer, even after the buff, it's still ass, bro. You're just using this because you're too poor to afford any of the other anti-sub missiles. And if you use the H-35, bro... Enough said, bro. The DF-11, this missile got heavily demoted. I don't know what the hell this missile did, but if you use this missile, it's just because it's the only reason you have this missile is because you previously owned a CN Lyran. If you use the YJ-18, I don't know what the hell you're doing with your life, bro. If you use any of these rare missiles, dude, just get lost. Like, delete the game, bro. If you use the Mako, even after the buff, you're one toxic individual. You're that guy that just hides behind a fucking rock and just spams. If you use the Maritime Strike, same thing, dude. This missile is toxic as hell. See, this thing used to be a reskinned Scalp. Nobody freaking uses this missile. Anyways, the X-51... If you use the X-51 in this day and age, you just can't cope with the fact that this missile is fucking useless. I'm sorry. Anybody who still uses this missile, I'm sorry. Your excuse, skill issue because you can't use it, that's just a coping mechanism for the fact that you don't want to admit that it's useless. If you use the Zircon, you're an absolute Giga Chad of a player. I'm sorry. This missile's gotten nothing but buffs recently, and you're flexing the fact that you won that title. You won that title with pride. You're wearing it with pride, and you're just using the Zircon because it's literally the best lock-on missile in the game, hands down, and I don't want to hear it in the comments that it's not. You know, honestly, half of these missiles I forgot existed, like this Meteorite. I don't know a single player who uses this missile. I've never heard a single player say, oh yeah, the Meteorite, that's a good missile. Yeah, no, it's not. Don't use it. The Vet is a very toxic missile, especially if you're using subs. The only reason you should be using this missile is if you're using it on a submarine. If you're not using a submarine with an anti-sub loadout, you're fucking wrong. The Iskander, the free-to-play community's favorite missile because it's the only pay-to-win missile that they could ever get for free, so they glaze the fuck out of it just because of that. You really hate ACVs, dude. I'm sorry. If you use the S350, you really hate ACVs. You've been killed by one too many strike switches and SU-39s, bro. The YU-8, one of the very first anti-sub missiles, and nobody uses it anymore. The HQ-26, you thought the S-350 was bad. The HQ-26 is like, if you just absolutely despise carriers and your sole purpose in life is to kill every single aircraft, and also because it has AoE, yeah, you're a very toxic anti-air player, bro. Bro, like, half these missiles, dude. Like, what the hell? The HVGP Block 1. You're an X-51 player who has branched out to other guided missiles because the X-51's trash. Brahmos 2. The only reason you're using this is because it's Indian, and it's an Indian missile. Prove me wrong. The Prelay's delay of launch makes it a really shit missile, so honestly, if you use this, again, you're just using it because it's Indian. And don't take that the wrong way. You're a player that likes to hide behind rocks the entire match and take advantage of the fact that people can't hit you, so you just spam missiles at them just because you like pissing them off. The Hyunmo, I don't even... Do people use this? Like, what is this? Like, what is the purpose of this missile? I don't know. You know, I legit forgot that this missile existed too. I'm not gonna lie to you. I forgot that this missile was a thing. I think it's anti-sub. Enough said. The ITIS missile just came out, so obviously people are going to glaze the hell out of it. People are going to be in the YouTube polls, bro. They're going to be like, what's the best missile in the game? And then the Itis is going to be the freaking best missile according to these players just because it's brand new. The Perseus, again, was another reskin scalp. Literally nothing special about this missile. The Karambit, you're trying way too hard to be a free-to-play player, and it's not working. The Gabriel, probably one of the most toxic missiles in the game right now. You just enjoy pissing people off for the hell of it. The NSM, bro. The NSM. Anyways, the Mansup, another very toxic missile. You just enjoy pissing people off, and you do not give a crap how they feel. You use this missile to absolutely wreak havoc on submarines. I think you've been killed by one too many Teges, and you need to do something about it. The Rim is like the free-to-play community's favorite anti-air missile because this thing just has a fast reload, plus it does a lot of damage too, so like, win-win. The High Fly. You're just coping with the fact that laser-guided missiles suck and you're trying way too damn hard. The High Fly Nuke. You're trying twice as hard than you are using the High Fly, bro. The only reason people use this is because it's a laser-guided nuke. If this thing wasn't special at all, people wouldn't use it. I don't even know what's special about this missile besides the underwater launch capability. If you use this, you just love spamming underwater launch capabilities and you like to camp underwater and piss people off. The only nuke missile, in my opinion, that's worth using, one of the only ones, toxic as hell, bro. Like, if you go against somebody who uses this and you use flares, cooked. You're fucking cooked, bro. The YJ-21, better than the Iskander, I'll tell you that. It's literally an Iskander you can buy in the shop. If you're not using this and you're using the Iskander, you're wrong. The most toxic of all the nukes, the DF-12, very toxic, especially after the buff. If you use this, you hate using the Bulava. The Bulava is like your worst enemy, and you like hypersonic missiles, so you find the middle ground and you use the DF-12. That's it. The DF-100 is like a freaking alternative Zircon in a way, dude. Like, if you use this, it's because you don't have a hero title. Bro, I'm sorry, but like, use the HQ-26. Just because it's legendary doesn't mean it's good, bro. I think the Scalp Naval just shows that you're a rich player who likes to spend game dollars. I honestly have nothing to say about it. The Type 40 is probably a really good missile. Very toxic because of its high arch, so if you use this missile, chances are you're the type of player that hides behind a rock the entire match. Same thing with the Hey Song, bro. You're just a spam demon, and you just like spam and pissing people off. A nuclear Zircon, bro. This is literally a nuclear Zircon. If you use this, you are probably one of the most toxic players in the game, hands down.